Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be carrying on with your favorite questing champion type of series. So a couple days ago, I think 3 or 4 days ago, I uploaded basically a video asking you a question. What is your favorite questing champion? And whoever wins, I'm going to review and then we're going to keep going. So the rules, once again, because I think quite many people kind of misunderstood the rules. The point is, it doesn't matter how many comments a champion gets, the most liked comment, the most supported comment gets picked. So this was kind of a funny video for me as well initially, because this was, I believe, first video ever that got more comments than likes since I uploaded it. Now, it didn't like break any records in terms of views or anything like that, but that definitely was a huge response from you guys expressing who you find to be your most enjoyable questing champions. And just because your champion was not selected this time does not mean it cannot happen next time, because we are going to be carrying on with this series. So basically in this comment section below, you can comment on the video or you can nominate your favorite questing champion and get people to drop likes on your comment if they agree. And the comment with the most likes is going to be the champion that I review in the next series. And the comment for the winning comment for the initial series was Captain America Infinity War. Did surprise me quite a bit. There were tons of comments about different champions like Ghosts, pretty much every champion under the sun. But again, the rules of this series are whichever comment gets the more likes. So this comment got 88 likes, and then there were a bunch followed by Domino, Corvus, and Ghost, so on and so forth. So you guys be slacking, Captain America Infinity War people, united in this comment, and that is a champion we are going to be discussing now. So now, before we actually get into any kind of like meaningful gameplay, we will quickly go over the champion and what makes him such a fan favorite. And I guess we can start with the obvious. He has extremely huge block proficiency. He can take blocked hits for days. He has close to or perfect parries, and he's an absolute tank of the lad. Plus, if he does get hit now and then, he has a decent chance to glance incoming attacks, significantly reducing the damage. So it just gives you a feeling that you can make a mistake, you don't have to be perfect. He can take a hit on a jaw and keep on going, and combined with perfect parries, even if you start a fight with 5% health or something like that, it's quite likely that you can actually finish out the standard fight with him. Now, another thing that is perfect for Captain America Infinity War is his versatility. He has proven it time and time again in many tough matchups in Act 6, in Variant, so on and so forth, because if he's awakened, he can unlock an entire whole dimension to him, and based on what kind of class champions you have on your team, he gains new set of abilities. Now, most notable ones of them are Petrify when you have Tech champion on your team. When you have Skill champion on your team, you can shrug off any and all debuffs so long as you have kinetic charges. Then you can get armor breaks, you can get weakness debuffs, and a whole bunch of cool and interesting stuff that definitely does help this guy out quite a bit. And we're going to be testing that in the real kind of like questing situations as well. So I am recording this live. I will not be voicing over a pre-recorded footage. So it is quite possible we're going to see some mess ups, so on and so forth. But that's just going to make the experience a bit more authentic, I believe. And I have selected already a map where I will be heading in with Captain America Infinity War, and that is going to be a fairly significant and a special one, because we are going to be jumping in Act 6, Chapter 2, Quest 2 with the Mr. Sinister boss, because Captain America Infinity War is one of the very few champions that actually can defeat Mr. Sinister, provided you have Heimdall's energy. And we're going to be going up here to that Freezer Burn path to demonstrate that Captain America Infinity War can also take on Freezer Burn and Biohazard and lanes of such nature. And plus, obviously, we have the Back Blast here. Whenever we do land a high, strong hit on the opponent, we would gain an Incinerate debuff, but Captain America Infinity War can shrug that off if we have a skill champion on our team. Did I have a skill champion on my team? Or did I mess this up? I think I messed this up. Yep, no, I messed this up. See, that's why we do it live. So instead of having another science champion, I believe, I'm just going to be bringing in a skill champion instead. So we're gonna skip the weakness debuff. So this is a bit of a fail start, but then again, we are completely winging it in today's video. So for skill champion today, we're going to be selecting Night Thrasher just because Night Thrasher has Should we do Night Thrasher or Nick Fury? I'm gonna go with Night Thrasher, because Night Thrasher has additional synergy with Captain America Infinity War as well. So we're gonna be skipping the Flame guy, and we're gonna be going in with these dudes. Because the Petrify is quite important. The Weakness debuff is probably the one we can kind of overlook. Plus, Night Thrasher's synergy will still allow us to place a debuff on opponents at a 50% accuracy rate, which is going to be a Disorient debuff. I don't think too many people know about that synergy, but it definitely can come in handy in order to let a captain place additional debuff. Plus, obviously, Night Thrasher is skilled champion, and that is extremely important to let him shrug off debuffs. So on a that's a tongue twister, Backblast node, we do get like a double damage on our crits. So we can see we probably will be able to see some really high damage output crits from Cap, but regular hits are not affected. So obviously, as we all know, the whole kind of game plan with Cap is parry your lights out and drop some juicy level 2s, and then just have a good time afterwards. Unfortunately, I did not pay attention to my kinetic charges, so we did eat some damage over here. And yeah, we're gonna have to be a bit more careful. If I end up using a couple of potions along the way due to my own gameplay faults, then so be it. We will put some potions in it, but we do need to be careful with Captain America Infinity War every time after we launch special attack. So I think for this fight, we might potentially even stick to level 3s. I don't know, we'll see. Obviously, I'm trying to alternate in between my attacks as well, for the most part, because I don't want him to build up some huge resistance, but I'm gonna go with level 3 this time. Get that Fury before we launch a special attack. Let's see how much damage we can do with the level 3. So far it looks quite good. 7% left, not bad at all. And we get that kinetic charge, perfect. One heavy attack. Avoided this, no problem, and the fight's over. Sentinel. So the Captain America Infinity War playstyle definitely kind of like typically is parry heavy friendly. You can choose not to heavy as often, or like heavy only here and there. And you'll also notice that Captain America Infinity War does quite a large amount of damage per hit, but he is not like the fastest champion overall. But all of that being said, he still packs definitely a great punch, and one of the reasons why so many people love him definitely has to be that magical level 2 crit that he can do, and then he can breach like 100k damage on a maxed out 5-star version. Now I do have a 6-star Captain America Infinity War as well. Unfortunately, he's unduped, but one day maybe. I personally am the type of person who definitely thinks that my captain should be duped, just because of all the extra additional utility. So here we can see every time we would get an Incinerate on us, if we have a kinetic charge, that kinetic charge gets consumed instead, and we immediately shrug off those Incinerates and basically any debuffs. And that is actually extremely important, just because sometimes even a debuff stays on you for like a second, then that's pretty much enough to deal significant amount of damage for you. I probably should have activated like the Heimdall synergy at some point in this fight, but hey. It's also kind of important if I'm going to be doing heavy attacks to try and make sure that I have at least 2 kinetic charges on at all times, in case both of my hits trigger the Incinerate, because I do not want any of them to stick at all, because then I'd be eating a lot of damage. So at some point here, I probably should try and drop a special 3. So now we are at 5 kinetic charges. I kind of missed my chance. Let's try and get the 5th one back up. And there we go for level 3. Let's see how much damage this one does. So Night Thrasher is at 30%. Night Thrasher is quite a bulky lot as well, but that still took him down to 3%, which is extremely solid. One heavy attack, nearly finished it, didn't quite, but here we go. So this fight is over now. I don't think there are too many difficult fights on this lane. I do know that we're gonna have Emma Frost waiting for us at the other end. Now one of the trickier fights here probably could be Agent Venom, because he's gonna be shrugging everything off, which might be quite annoying on top of the class disadvantage, but we're just gonna see how we do. Captain, oh man, I was a bit late here, but Captain is definitely also one of the very versatile characters in the game. You can definitely alter the way you play, you can definitely alter the way what kind of synergies you bring in. Now that was a bit dodgy. Now, I do not have any kinetic charges, so I don't really want to keep striking him. Fortunately, we did not get a crit yet in. We do get a heavy attack here, 50%. And this is like a very difficult piece of content all in all. This is 6.2, probably the most difficult chapter in Act 6 released thus far. And Captain just fills so many problem fights in here, because he can heal reverse, he can mitigate power gain, he can shrug off debuffs, he can take a lot of hits and block. He has a lot of versatility in this game. Oh, should activate that Fury. Okay, so he got hit in the face, that wasn't quite good. Come on, 2%, really? There we go. So, we finished this fight out. We have taken some chip damage here and there. Definitely not like my best and cleanest fights, but we are definitely making our way through the content. And as I mentioned before, Cap is a very sturdy guy, so he can take a lot of punishment, glance a lot of hits, and just be quite cool about it overall. He's not the type of character like, I don't know, in my mind, definition of glass cannon would be Stark Enhanced Spider-Man. Like, if I can make as many mistakes as I did with Captain in these fights, Stark Enhanced Spider-Man would be 100% dead and down at this point. Captain can just carry on going. We are at like 26% health, 27% health, and it's not even like a big deal at all for us. Now, this potentially could have been a mistake just because I only had one kinetic charge at that point. So now I don't really want to strike her again after my special attack, just because if she ended up placing Incinerate on me, that would stick. So you do obviously have to have some rules and how to follow some things here. He's not an Incinerate immune champion, he just has an ability to shrug all of them off. And one of the most important things is, because those abilities, if you are at max signature build, max sig level, are 100% guaranteed to proc. And if there's one thing in this game that I absolutely love and adore and always look for in my personal favorite champions, it is stability, consistency, that guarantees that these effects will happen, not just have a chance to happen. So how Backblast, how Limber, how Feats of Power, Kinetic Transference. So this might be a quite tricky fight where we end up losing a bit, but I think we have done quite well overall making our way here. So also you're going to notice that because of that armor break, we have a very solid chance to knock. Okay, that was a bit sketchy. Okay, we're gonna have to move away from our... Oh, but this one doesn't have the... Yeah, my bad. No freezer burn here, just backblast. So that's fine. Did I manage to charge a heavy attack? Don't think I did, but we'll see where we're at. Yeah, I don't think we had the level 3, sorry, the Fury Acto. Maybe we did. Oh, we did. Perfect. With that Fury, perfect. Okay, so this should put the fight there. So we still, even though it took a massive amount of damage and block and hits, and Emma Frost here hits like a tank, still lost hardly any health. We have completed all of the lane in 6.2 with some sloppy mistakes, but to be fair, there were definitely some less than perfect matchups for our captain. And now we're going to be up against the bane of so many people's existence. Mr. Sinister probably is one of the most notorious quest bosses in the game ever released to this date. So we are going to heal up now. I do not have any like boosts active or anything of the sort, but still, we are going to heal up close to full. I think that should probably cover it, hopefully. And we can see if we can one-shot the Sinister. So the rules of this fight are actually very difficult. So basically, if I hit him very hard, I'm gonna get an Incinerate debuff on me from Backblast node. So this fight technically kind of requires Incinerate immunity. EMP modification kind of makes sure that for every buff I ever get in a fight, he gets a shock charge, and whenever he launches a special attack, these shock charges are unleashed. So I'm gonna be taking shock damage, and ideally I would like to have a shock immunity. And lastly, there's Caustic Temper, so unless I have an active Fury buff, I'm going to be dealing 10% of my original damage, which is basically nothing. Otherwise, also, I have 50% of the chance per hit to gain a poison debuff, so you have to be very careful. So this fight requires Incinerate immunity, shock immunity, and poison immunity, and an active Fury buff. Now, active Fury buff is a problem we're gonna have to kind of get by with Heimdall synergy. That's why it's so important for this fight. Everything else, we need to make sure we have enough kinetic charges, and we need to make sure we don't gain any buffs, so we don't get the passive shock, because on top of everything, the shock is passive as well. And I don't want to get dexterity buffs on me, because they count as buffs. But okay, so I made a mistake there. I triggered dexterity, which is a big no-no. But at the same time, we're doing a good progress here. Definitely putting through some damage. How our kinetic charges. I want to avoid special attacks, because then I'm going to lose all my kinetic charges. And as I'm striking this guy, obviously I have to worry about the incinerates, and I have to worry about poisons. So on every hit, there is a potential to lose a lot of my kinetic charges. So I prefer them to be kind of like as high as possible, at least 4 ideally per attack. But we are currently leading in the health, and it's not a tricky fight at all, I would say. It's a fairly straightforward fight. We don't have to do any mental acrobatics. It's just parry heavy, bait out level 1s. Don't trigger dexterity. Block the level 1s, in other words. And with all of that stuff, with all of the debuffs, with all the petrify, we can mitigate the heal Mr. Sinister is getting. So that works definitely in our favor as well. But yeah, we just still need to remain cautious and careful. I mean, I reckon I can take him out at this point with my level 3. but better play it safe than sorry. Okay, so I hate that heavy attack towards the end. Okay, this should be it. This should be able to finish him. Did mess up a slight bit towards the end, but overall I'm definitely satisfied. And Cap did what he was supposed to do. We cleared the entire lane. We didn't die. We did use a couple of potions, a bunch of them, but that was due to my sloppy gameplay, and that is only because I did the entire lane with him as well as the boss fight. Normally, I would have chosen some, I don't know, other maybe champion that can support me along the way to the boss and then use Cap for the boss. But that being said, I think the Cap pretty much demonstrated the point why he's valuable and why he's versatile. He can deal with all sorts of debuffs, he can absorb a whole lot of damage in a block, he can dish out a whole lot of damage with his heavy attacks and his level 2s. He synergizes extremely well with many powerful champions in the game just because he primarily looks at the champion classes as opposed to what exact champions they are. And all in all, I can honestly say that Captain America Infinity War, even though he's not the flashiest champion and the champion that kind of like produces some absolutely mind-breaking skill and speeds or whatever, he's very simple to play. I have absolutely never ever regretted ranking him up. He has put in a lot of work in many different types of content here and there, and for me, my personal experience with him, he might not be the champion for every day, every occasion, but he certainly is a champion that you can always rely on, and whatever quest comes your way, there is a really good chance that Captain America Infinity War can be a potential answer for you. And as well as many of you have proved that you are absolutely loving Captain America Infinity War due to the simple playstyle and his ability to sort out all your problems in your daily questing life. You can just go parry heavy and the jobs are good, and he is reliable, he can dispose opponents relatively quickly and definitely in a simple, straightforward fashion. Therefore, he is one of your favorite questing champions. The most favorite, I guess, for you at least on my channel. All of that being said, we are not done. We do need to pick a second champion for next video, and the rules will be exactly the same as before. So leave a comment with your favorite questing champion. Now do remember, it doesn't have to be the best champion in the game, it doesn't have to be the worst, whatever. It just has to be a champion you personally enjoy playing with day to day, every day, and you use a lot and you find interesting and pleasing to use, I guess. And yeah, so leave a comment, list that champion's name. If you want, write a couple of things about that champion that you absolutely love under it, and then get as many people as you possibly can to like your comment. From previous time, it does not matter how many comments a single champion gets, it matters who gets the most popular post, as in like which champion gets the most likes on any of their mentions. So if you really want to support your champion, if you want to see him being featured, instead of typing a new comment, you can reply to somebody's comment if you agree with him and drop a like on their comment. That would be more kind of like streetwise strategy if you want to make sure that your champion gets featured, as opposed to simply writing a new comment and then hoping that people will like that. That's just my piece of advice there. All of that being said and done, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope I made my case and point quite well with this champion. With each of the champions, I'm going to try and find different pieces of content where they excel, where they can be used, how they can be used, and what are their best qualities. I think that even though obviously I didn't show everything that Captain can do because he's so versatile, we showcased some of the reasons why he definitely should be loved. And yeah, that will pretty much do for today's video. My apologies for keeping you guys this long, but I didn't want to kind of like cut this down too short, small, and tight. Either way, I'm done. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that share button, leave a comment of your favorite champion, share this video with your alliance mates, get them to support your choice if you want to see your champion be featured in the next video, and your comment be featured in the next video as well. And that will be it for today. See you guys.